Conway Springs isn't too much different than many small towns across Kansas in the fall. As the temperature drops, eyes turn to the lights on Friday night. When you have a football team like Conway Springs does, it's easy to get behind it. For the last couple seasons, Brayden Kunz has been the heartbeat for the Cardinals. Every town has a player that just pops on tape. Conway's got a few, but no one can move it like Kunz.
Talented.
Gifted.
Blessed.
Kunz is going to go down as an all-time great at Conway Springs. Top 3 in rushing yards, top 3 in tackles. As gifted a linebacker is, he is a ball carrier, and it's something his parents saw in him from a young age.
When he was in 3rd and 4th, little flag football, he started seeing plays and vision of cutbacks and stuff like that, and so I was like, wow, that's impressive.
Even as a peewee, Kunz saw it too.
When I was growing up, it was always easier to see like when I need to cut back and all that sort of stuff and see like how this is going to line up according to my blockers and all that. And I kind of realized, hey, this is kind of fun, and it kind of made football more enjoyable.
The Kunz household, they love to compete. Doesn't matter what it is.
We don't play board games at our house. Everything is a competition, so he's always been a competitor no matter what he was doing.
The competition at home fueled Brayden to be a beast.
I feel like I'll outwork anybody that I go up against. That's my proudest thing I've ever done.
And as good as he is on the field, it's the impression he leaves on others off the field.
The person he is and the compliments that you get from people about the person he is always mean more as a parent. He works hard at everything he does, and that includes the classroom. He's a 4.0 student. He's in the Honor Society. He's in FFA. And I always get he's such a polite kid, so that's always
yes,
great.
Sir, no,
so.
sir.
Kunz and the Cardinals just put the finishing touches on his senior year. Behind a 300-yard rushing performance in the state title game that helped break a single-season rushing record, Conway Springs brought home a 1A state title.
2023 State Football Championship Team.
It was a storybook ending to a story you might have heard before. Usually, the next chapter with a young man like Brayden is making a choice on where to play college football.
You know, he's a kid that's got a tall ceiling, because I think he's still going to grow more. And he could be a kid that's on the outside linebacker type or down on the line. And the way he runs the ball right now, I think he could really do that for other schools as well.
He's got that option. But this story, well, it's got a little more giddy-up. Kunz is also one of the nation's best cowboys for his age. He's been a national finalist in high school rodeo, top 20 in the world in calf roping. The rodeo world feels like a family, so it's fitting his family gave him his start.
My sister and my brother kind of got me into it, and they even helped me coach me now, especially my older sister. And it kind of grew into that even more, with more people helping me and helping me along the way.
You saw them doing it, just kind of gravitate towards that as well. You know, your older, like your younger brother's doing now, kind of just you see someone do it and you kind of go out and replicate it.
Yeah, you look up to them, and it's just like, hey, I want to do that too.
Even if he was a little undersized for his age, he took to it quick, just like football. Usually, you wouldn't think about these sports going hand in hand, but they do for Kunz, both physically.
Well, I know when he gets a hold of those guys in the other team, they're not getting away from him. He's wrestling to the ground. If he's not lighting them up, he's keeping a hold of them until someone else is there too.
And that's one part of my rodeo game. Come from the weight room, doing that in football, it's helped me so much.
And mentally, there's always another calf to rope and another play to make.
That's one of the biggest things I've ever learned, is just keep pushing forward. I used to get so mad at myself for missing and just making a mess up, and I would just get mad at myself to where I would just shut down almost, and I'd have another event to go, and it would just ruin the whole day. And I had to learn to, hey, that's rearview mirror. That's one saying we have, windshield's bigger than the rearview mirror. And so that's what we kind of preach at our house, is that happened in the past, go on with the next one. And that's kind of how it is with football. You messed up on that play, go on to the next one.
I reached, and I just felt it slip right as I got into that stirrup, and I was like, shoo! I was like, oh, that's great.
For the past decade, he's excelled at both sports, and it's not just a gift. He works for it, and he enjoys the process.
You know, there's so many kids homeschooling now doing the rodeo aspect, and they're missing out on stuff like this, and that's what we've talked about, is the Friday nights, the teamwork and the stuff like that, you know, he's got to enjoy. And, you know, and then the next morning he's sore and goes and competes at a rodeo, and it's been amazing to watch him do too at a high level.
This can't last forever, though. There are choices to be made, calf roping or wrapping up tackles. If you'd asked Brayden 4 years ago, the choice would have been easy.
Freshman year, I was super down on myself, because rodeo was going really good, and I had hopes of maybe playing some corner for our football team, and I didn't even see the field other than special teams, and it made me very mad. But I just went to the weight room and worked harder and everything.
It's paid off. Kunz can now choose between multiple colleges for football or a chance at rodeo, whether it be pro or in college as well.
You know, he's got everybody in his ear. You know, everybody's got an opinion about what he should do. There's only one opportunity to play football, college football, but I know he will rodeo the rest of his life.
This choice hasn't been easy for Kunz, and that state title he just brought home on the football field, well, it adds a little more fuel to the fire when you make a decision.
How do you kind of navigate what you're feeling at a certain time, or how you're enjoying one sport more than the other?
It's honestly so tough, because like during season you're gonna love football, and like especially right now during playoffs you love it so much, and that's the time you live for. And then rodeo is just like, you know, summertime, that's when you love it the most. It's like your playoffs pretty much.
There's money to be made in rodeo. Then again, there's plenty of it in football too. That's
something that is going to be a tough decision for him to make. I know that colleges will sure get a good kid if they choose to take him on a scholarship.
The plan has always been to take it day by day, keep it simple.
And I made a comment to him. I said, just wait till the football season's over and write down, and think, okay, can I make my commitment year-round to both? Or where is it? Is it to football or is it to rodeo?
But just like life, it's only got more complicated. As the accolades have piled up in both sports, his maturity has shined through.
What do I love more? What do I have? What do I see myself doing and what I see enjoying in life?
He loves football and he loves rodeo. People always ask him, which do you love more? And he's like, I'm not sure how to answer that, because he loves them both.
Yeah.
For now, there are more questions than answers, but there's no question about how Brayden and his family will approach that final answer when it needs to be made.
So that kind of always been the solution. Whenever there is a hurdle, we're not going to step around it, we're going to go through it, right?
Yeah, it's always just work harder. Yeah. We don't care.
That windshield will always be bigger than the rear view. And whether it's going for belt buckles or Super Bowls, Brayden and the Kunz family will keep pushing forward together with that same grit that got them here.
Honestly, I think you can work hard at both of them. Go after it. Chase both of them. And if it's up to that moment, whatever you want to do, you have that option. So why would you give up one early on? I think you should just keep pursuing your dreams in both and work hard.